So this is your standard SSD enclosure, but it has a built-in display. But does it actually perform as well as it looks? Let's find out. Alright, so this is the fanxiang M.2 SSD enclosure, model MD86. So the product name is M.2 SSD enclosure, the size, the interface, B and M key, output interface, USB-C, interface speed, so it goes up to USB 3.2 Gen 2. It supports 2230, 2242, and 2288 SSDs and M.2 SSDs and NVMe's as well. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got inside. And we're going to do some tests on this. So this is your M.2 SSD enclosure. We got the USB-C cable. It is a USB-C to C, but they do have this really nice feature where it comes with a USB-A already pre-attached to the C if you ever want to use that and your laptop doesn't have a USB-C cable, or you just need to connect this to a USB-A port. It does support speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. It came with thermal pads for your M.2s, SSDs, and of course your manual standard stuff. Alright, so let's talk about the M.2 enclosure here. It's an aluminum body all around. It's a compact size, feels premium, does have a nice cooling design. You can see the fins in the back. You can put your thermal pads on the SSD and that'll help it cool it down. It does have a nice display in the center here, which will give you information about your SSD, which is really nice. We'll go ahead and check that out later. On the top here we do have a little two cutouts. This is for the little wrist strap that they include. I forgot to show you guys this, but it comes with a wrist strap. It was still in the box. You can put that on here. You can have your wrist strap. At the bottom you see your USB port right there, up to 10 gigabits per second. And then of course display, and we got a little touch icon here. This is how you control the display. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up. There's just a small screw in the back here. So to open this up, to take the cover off, you just want to start from the top here. You pull out, and then we're inside the enclosure here. Now this piece here with the screw came inside a little baggie. I already pre-installed it because I didn't want to lose that. You need this to use the 2230 and the 2242 M.2's NVMe SSDs. So definitely want to pre-install that before, so you won't lose it or accidentally throw it away. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and test a few of the M.2's SSDs and NVMe SSDs. I already did test this out. I compared it against my ASUS what is this, Arion, ROG Strix Arion. I bought this like probably 7-8 years ago, and they perform the speed wise the same. Alright, so the first M.2 SSD is this Team Group SATA 3 6 gigabit per second. That's the model number there. It is a 512 gigabyte M.2. So we're going to go ahead and install this. But to do that, we have to remove this screw. So let's go ahead and remove this. Then we're going to install our M.2 here. You can see it is different than your NVMe, but this does support SATA. So we can just go ahead and install it. You can see right there the connection here only has one little space, and then this has two spaces. It will still work, but you won't get, you'll get the max speeds for this, but what it is what it is. Okay, now we just gotta remove this screw here in the back. You gotta push this down, and then you install your screw again, and that's it. Let's see. There you go. Push it a little more forward. Nice. So we got it installed. At this point, you can add the thermal pads and then install it. But because I'm not going to be using this M.2 here permanently, I'm not going to use the thermal pads yet. We're just going to do a quick test. I'm going to put this back here, like so. And then I'm just going to install the screw so the little cover won't fall off. Awesome. So we're going to use the cable that was included, USB Type-C to USB Type-C for the maximum speeds. So we're going to just plug it in. and then I'll show you guys how to use the display here in a moment. Alright, so let me show you the little display here. So this is the display. At first, when you power this on, it will come in Chinese. Let me see if I can. Okay, so you to go to different displays, you gotta just tap it once, right? So, and then once you get to this, it gives you some information. So press once to turn page. So you press one, you turn page. Press twice to toggle between menu and automatic rotation. Okay, so if you press twice, it will disable the automatic. You can see at the top here, the little circle. That just means that if you rotate it like this, it will rotate wherever you rotate it. Or if you press twice again, it will disable it and it will just stay in one position. It won't rotate, just like the phones, automatic rotate. I like having that on. So let's go to the next page. And then here it says press 3 frequently to switch between Chinese and English. So when I first power this on, 1, 2, 3, everything was in Chinese. So you can see the Chinese letterings there. If you go to the next one, Chinese, I was like, I can't use this. I don't know what this means. It's, all this is like, I don't know Chinese. But thankfully I was able to guess, like, I held it at first for like 5 seconds, and then I just kept pressing, and then like I guess when I pressed 3 times, it went to English. So yeah, I had to figure that out. I know the manual probably had that information. I just didn't read it. But let's go ahead and go to the next one. So if you press 4 frequent to rotate the display direction when in manual mode. Okay, so if you don't have the automatic rotation, you press 4 times and it'll rotate to the position you have it in. So this is the main page. So when you power it on, this is what you'll see. Once you switch it to English, you'll be able to read it. At the top, we got M.2. It is SATA connection. We got the temperature, which is 21C. We got team group. That's the model there. The USB that we have connected to the laptop is 10 gigabits per second. And we have the voltage, 5 volts. Right there, and the amps. We got health, SSD health. This SSD is actually brand new, so it's 100% health. All W, I believe that's the writes that we've done with the SSD. So total writes were 61 gigabytes. The size is 476 gigabytes, and then GPT P num2. I'm pretty sure that is the volume of the partition that it is, probably. I'm not sure, but that's pretty cool information. If we click one more time to the next page, you can see a little bit more info. Disk info, FW, I have no idea, serial number, uptime, power cycles 11, unsafe off 8 times, unsafe off 8 times. That's pretty good information to know. So basically the amount of times that we disconnected this, just like while it's powered on. All reads 61 gigabytes. Okay, so all reads, total writes. So unreads 61 gigabytes. Cool. Partition. The label is new volume, capacity 466, file system NTFS, disk structure GPT, partition number 2. So there's another partition. It's cool. It shows you the partition that's on here. So that's all for that display. It's a pretty cool to have, So let's go ahead and do a speed test with this. We're going to go ahead and select our M.2. We're just going to click on this little drop menu here. So our M.2 is disk D, so we're going to select that. We're going to run a file, a 1 gig file, text size 1 gig. We're going to run it twice, and we're going to just do all. So let's go ahead and run this and see what kind of, I already know what kind of speeds we're going to get, but you guys will see right now. Alright, so the test is finished. This is the results, which is great for this M.2. This is the speeds we should be expecting for the M.2. It's a really nice enclosure. Really fancy looking for sure. Especially because you can see the main board and chips in there, capacitors. Really cool. Alright, so let's do an overview about pros and cons of this NVMe SSD enclosure. The pros: it's got a fast 10 gigabytes per second USB interface, supports both NVMe and SATA SSDs. It's got a smart display, it's got aluminum cooling, all around aluminum, includes multiple cable options, so you get your USB Type C to C and USB Type C to A, so that's pretty nice. Now let's talk about the cons. Again, it is limited to 10 gigabits per second, which is a maximum of 1,250 megabytes per second. It does not support USB 4 or Thunderbolt. Display is useful but not essential, I guess. Not all the time you're going to be using it for the display. You just want to read and write stuff. But it's really nice to have. Price is a lot higher than your basic entry-level enclosures. I know you can get some enclosures for like probably 15, 12, 20 bucks. That will do exactly, it will perform exactly like this. It just won't be as fancy. So if you're looking for an SSD enclosure that's more than just a metal box, MD86 stands out with a built-in display, solid build quality. But yeah, that's all for this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.